Assalamu alaikum, my beloved brothers and sisters of the divine community, and with all due respect to anyone tuned in of a different faith or religion. It brings great joy to my heart to make this video, and I ask Mother Universe to bless us and to accept our efforts. Every single one of us who struggle one way or the other to put up videos on social media to share their divine journey with the world. Wallahi, making a video is no joke. It is hard work. And so a round of applause for all those with countless videos on this platform. Good job, guys. Why did I make this video? Because it's time to surrender to the flow of life, the flow of God moving within me. And because it's time to live in the light of my truth and to show gratitude to the universe, my twin half, and the entire divine community. If you would like to find out more about how a devoted Muslim girl fell in love with a Hindu man, please continue watching. I am very new to this whole twin flame brouhaha, and I very much stand to be corrected here, guys. We are all here to learn from one another in a positive light, and so please feel free to correct me if you do not quite agree with some of my explanations, or you feel like I'm going away from the topic. Just bear with me. Thank you.
Hi beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Sadiqa. I'm from Ghana, West Africa. I'm a twin flame. Judging from the title of my video, you know by now that I have the masculine energy in the union. By divine intervention, God decided to wake me up first. It's an illusion. You know, you see things the way you see them because you're blind. You only see things the way you want to see them. The Quran even states that the world is nothing but an illusion, an illusion, an illusion. And I used to hear that statement, but I never really quite understood it until now. Well, I'm still in the process of, trying to understand it more and more, but at least I'm a bit enlightened. So I met my twin flame at work. Like I said, I had no idea what a twin flame was. I just met this cute Indian guy. Oh my God, he is so cute. He's not cute, he's beautiful. He's pretty actually for a man. He's so pretty, oh my God. He's smart, sharp brains, very humble, and sexy. No, for real, he is so sexy. Like, what can I say? I'll leave that for now. He would pass by me and just smile, He wouldn't say hi, he would just smile and then walk past. And then smile again and walk past. And I was like, okay, that's okay. Maybe he's just, So yeah, and then it went on for a while. And at a point I'm like, what is wrong with him? I was wondering, I'm like, what is wrong with that man? Like, say hi. That's how to start being friends with someone, right? Judgment. I had judged him, because I don't know why he kept smiling and not saying hi. And I would smile back, but I just thought it was a bit weird for him not to say hi. So I just let it slide. So more towards my, me getting used to my routine and everything, into my work, he started saying hi. Whenever I go to take care of his office, I'll be like, hi, and he'll be like, hi. And sometimes we'll exchange, few greetings. How are you? Oh, I'm good. And you, stuff like that. And so he got a little comfortable. And then he would say hi to me in the, common area when he sees me. And so that's how it started. But it didn't really, click to me. But I found that at a point that anytime, this was months down into my working there. So I found out that anytime he was near me, I would have this weird, overwhelming, amazing, what else? Like, it was just a flood of emotions overtaking me. I would immediately, oh God, I'm shy to say this. No, I'm not shy. It is what it is. I gotta say what it is. He would literally make me have an orgasm just by his mere presence. Yes, please don't judge me. I'm a Muslim. I get it. But I'm still human. A Muslim woman is still a human being. She has feelings. She has thoughts. And so it got me thinking. I'm like, what is happening? What miracle is this man using to do this to me? And it would leave me wet, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And Muslims pray 5 times a day, but anytime this guy came around me, I would be unable to pray for the rest of the day, because I become wet, like a lot wet, not just, Anytime he came around me, I wouldn't be able to pray, and I'd have to later, box all my prayers together, which is like really bad for me. Like, you just come around me and mess up my whole, connection with my God, with my, should I say religion? Okay. So usually when he came around like that, I'd have to wait till I closed. My shift starts from 3 in the afternoon, and I close at 12 a.m., midnight. 2-hour commute, so I get home by 2:30, and then I have to take how is it called? Spiritual bath. My Muslim sisters know what I'm talking about. In the middle of the night, spiritual bath, and then box all my prayers. June 19th, I dropped baby off at daycare, and I had an appointment myself at a hospital. So on my way to the appointment, I met a man on the train. I didn't know him. I had a novel with me, a storybook. I like to read on a train, to pass time, because 2 hours commute to work, it's a lot. So you gotta make use of time. So when I got on, I just sat down, took out my book, and started to read. And then I heard a voice. He's like, "Salam, sister. You want dawa? Dawa is like the gospel in Islam, right? Like a spiritual message." So I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then the stranger is a man, tall, dark, a little beard here and there. He takes off his backpack, pulls out a printed document, and then hands it over to me. Also, I'm like, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it. And then I tried to go back to reading my book. And just then the trained person announces the next stop. We had gotten to the next stop, so the trained person announced, and then the train stopped. And this man who gave me the document got off. I wasn't the only Muslim woman in that car of the train, but he only chose me and gave me the document. So when he got off, I looked around and I noticed, oh, it wasn't just you who was Muslim wearing a veil in this car. How come he gave it to you? I'm like, whatever. Maybe I was sitting closer to him and he probably didn't want to, distract the others, so whatever. So I get to my destination, get off, go to the hospital, and while waiting to be signed in, I just, go through the document he gave me. And it had this poem, and in the poem I remember bits of it. I didn't really go into it because I had my storybook with me and I didn't want to miss some parts of it that was all juicy. And yeah, so I got to read a bit of the poem. It was like, I was dirt and became a lover in the soil and grew into a butterfly and flew away, and now I'm a new creation, and like something to do with metamorphosis. Y'all science people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so yeah, that was one part of the document he gave me. The other part had like contact people I could get to if I had questions or anything like that. And then the other part had something to do with sexual dysfunction and the available cures, like cure to, like natural cure to use to treat that. And I'm like, okay, that is not weird at all. Why would this man give me? And I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever, it's okay. It's dawah could be of benefit to anyone, so maybe in the future you could use the knowledge from his documents to help someone. You never know, a brother, a cousin, a friend. Yeah. And just like that, so I got in. I was going to do a beauty treatment at a hospital. Basically on my stomach area. I have two beautiful, amazing daughters. And so y'all women, you know how after your second baby, you feel so terrible about your body, you feel ashamed of it, you want to do something about it, you know? So I went in, and after speaking to the doctor, I was really open heart. Like, I spoke to her with an open heart of how I still had, how I still wanted to have kids, but then I was uncomfortable with my body. Okay, currently I am single. I'm a single mother of 2. I live with just my younger daughter. My older daughter is somewhere, and yeah, it's a long story, but for now, I just live with my younger daughter. So here's what the doctor said. She was a woman. Grace, intelligent, beautiful, amazing soul. She was like, my love. She spoke to me on a sister level, right? She's like, my love, I know what you're feeling. I've been there. I'm a mother of 2 myself. I am, 36 years old? That's what she said. She is 36 years old. And she was where I am now. She said she thought, which man on earth would love her with her body, like with her stomach like that? She was ashamed of her body. Your mothers know what I'm talking about. Yeah, sisters, I know you know what I mean. So she just basically took me out of it. She's like, what? I got the procedure, thought it will make my relationships better. Guess what? All men are the same. That's what she told me. I felt for her. I felt like I had goosebumps. You know what I mean? When she told me her story, she had been disappointed. Not once, but twice. By men. And she, after her first marriage broke down, she thought, oh, if I, revamp my body, put in the energy, work out, eat good, I could attract a man that would love me again, and I'll be more confident in my body, but she said it didn't make a difference. And so she's like, you know what, if a man is going to love you, he's going to love you regardless the nature of your body. And she said, so if a man looks at you right now and is ashamed of your body for what it is now, he doesn't deserve your love. It means he's not for you. So yeah, I went to a beauty salon to get a henna tattoo done, and that was where I met this psychic. Like she shares the same space with the salon people. So after I got my henna tattoo done, it was cute, it was amazing, I liked it. That was around the Eid, yes. So I got curious and I walked over to her. I said hi, excuses me. I said hi to her and I'm like, I have a question, please. I'm not here for a reading or anything, but I have this weird thing that happens to me every time I'm on the train. I have psychics reading my mind, saying my past, my present, my future. I think it's rude. I didn't ask them to read me. I don't want to be read, and I wanted to stop. What do I do? That's what I told her. It's just like, no, it's not rude. They're trying to help you. I'm like, well, I don't need their help. It's just like, relax. Relax and listen to me. Let me give you a reading for only $5 and it will solve your problem. I'm like, I was fasting that day, actually. I'm like, first of all, I am a Muslimah. Thank you very much. And it's against Islam to go to a palm reader. Number two, I am fasting. And even if I thought for a second that I was going to get a palm reading, I can't because it's going to break my fast. And fasting for 17 hours a day is no joke. So I'm not going to, ruin my fast. And thirdly, even if I wasn't Muslim, I don't believe in that stuff. So I don't want to be read. And she got mad and left. So, did the people on the train stop? No, they didn't. It got worse. It got so worse that I actually thought the psychic I asked the question may have done some voodoo on me or something, to make me think twice and then come back to her for a reading. Astaghfirullah. May Allah forgive me if she had nothing to do with it. But I just think, sorry about that. I just think she may have had a hand in that because it got really worse. Every single time I was on the train, they'll do the same thing. They'll just be like, oh, her husband is this and this, and her kids are this and that, her work is this, the new Indian guy at work is like, I'm like, leave me alone. Like, they drove me so freaking crazy. Like, I was at the verge of smacking someone with my shoe if I had the chance. But of course, I don't want to go to jail. And I'm not that type of person anymore. I was back in the middle school, when you had to physically fight to show that, you look cool, but you're not easy. You know what I mean? So it got so worse. Whenever I was on the train, on the bus, on the sidewalk going to do laundry, I'd have like total strangers talking to me like, oh, you should go to a palm reader to see what you can get from that Indian guy. Oh, you should do this and this. They frustrated me so much that I had to do some research on the internet. So it got to a time I just went on the internet. I was like, how to stop psychics from reading your mind without your permission. Literally, that's what I typed in. And then I started reading, and I figured they're able to read people who are very excessively emotional. They are called empaths. Empath. EMPATH. So it actually led me to discover some aspects of me that I didn't really know. I mean, I knew I have been very, I've been on my own most of my life. I don't go with a, crowd. I don't go to parties. I don't try to look cool or be cool. I just do me. So, I did a little research on empaths, Um, Literally, we are able to take on emotions of things around us, things and people. We're able to tap into their vibrations, and whatever doesn't, vibrate within our frequency, we sort of just, you know, sorry guys, whatever doesn't vibrate according to our frequency, we just tune out, you know. And so yeah, so in my research it was like, oh, you can do this and this to raise your vibration, try to relax more, go out into nature more. I'm like, these are my hobbies, but I don't have time. How do I make time to go into nature and relax? I school in the morning, I have a full-time job, I have a 2-year-old, and my commute takes 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. That makes 4 hours. So in a day, 20 hours of my time is used, for my general routine, and I have only 4 hours left. When I wasn't aware of what it means to be a twin flame, I judged them. I'm like, dude, I know you're hot and sexy and smart and everything. I would love to be with you. In fact, I'm dying to be with you, but I don't know you. Like, I only see you around. That's about it. And I don't get with people like that. I'm very serious about love. Like, I don't joke with love. It takes a very special person for me to fall in love. And so for you to just be rushing to be around me, I mean, it makes me feel good, but I can't rush into anything because I've been hurt before. I don't want to be hurt for the second time. I want it to be from God. My next relationship should be from the divine himself, the Lord of the world. And I've been praying and manifesting that for the past 3 years. And so at that time, I was ignorant. I said, I've been praying and manifesting this for the past 3 years. So I wasn't gonna let no cute stranger mess up things for me, So enough about that. So it went on like that. I started to avoid him, and I think he might have noticed. I felt bad, but girl, you gotta watch out for yourself. You know what I mean? So I guess what I'm trying to say is the signs were way too much for me to ignore. So I kept researching until on the 28th of June. That was when the full moon thing. OMG. Things got worse for me. I literally lost it. I went crazy. No, for real, like crazy. I didn't lose it. I had a smashing headache that wouldn't stop. I had this pain in my neck that started like a week ago that gets worse and worse with each passing day. My vision was blurred for no reason. Oh, here's the fun part. I forgot. I got out food from my fridge. You know, it was jollof rice. Uh, those in Africa know what it is. Um, More like saffron rice, right? I got it out from the fridge, put a little on my plate, took out some meat, you know, microwaved it, poured me some juice, sat to eat. Guess what? When I brought the food to my nose, right, it didn't feel right. It it just made me want to puke. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's the rice. Let me just eat the meat and leave the rice for later. Well, surprise. I bring the meat towards my mouth, and that even just it just makes things it just made things worse. Like I couldn't get it close to me. I just couldn't. Like my body wouldn't let me. It just made me so nauseous. Like I was nauseous, so nauseous, and I dumped the whole plate of rice with the meat in the garbage. And for that day, I couldn't eat. Like I didn't feel like eating. I just felt so miserable. Oh, I forgot the part. He. I would go into the toilet like every 2-3 hours. I would feel the urge to go, and totally it was just I was miserable, y'all. I was miserable. And on top of that, on top of all this, you know, physical torture going on, I couldn't get my twin out of my head. I didn't know I didn't know the concept of twin flame union thing. I didn't know what it was at that time while I was going through all this physical torture. You know, and for some reason I couldn't get my twin out of my head. I was constantly thinking about it, like every split second of my entire life. I couldn't get him out of my head. I'd hear songs, you know, playing about love. Everywhere I turned, it was about love. I couldn't get him out of my head. I was craving to be with him. I didn't have, you know, my friendship with him hadn't evolved to that level where, you know, I could take where we could exchange number. 3 days? Yeah, all those symptoms. 3 days, and it kept increasing by each passing day. Like day one was the basics, just headache, my ears feeling like it's filled with water, my blurry vision, my neck pain, body aches. And day two, it compounded. I lost complete control of my right hand. It became totally numb. Like I couldn't put anything inside it and hold it and be able to hold it. I couldn't. It just wouldn't respond. You know, it just wouldn't respond, and I started to shake at a point. My hand, it would shake for a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes, and stop. And mind you, I had to work with all these symptoms going on because I didn't know what was happening, and I didn't want to take a sick break because I didn't know when or how long it was going to take for whatever was happening to me to be done happening. I was miserable and all that, and on top of that, I had to work with it, you know? And not just that, that's just the physical part. On the emotional part, you know, my daughter will say something that's funny, and I'll laugh for like 30 seconds, And I would just get mad at her for no freaking reason. I just get mad at her and shout at her. Like, I never shout at my daughter. So for me to have done that, I felt so terrible. You know, and each time I shouted at her, she would look at me for a few seconds and she would cry. She was probably like, no, this is not my mom. You know, I've always been this loving, caring. We greet each other, me and her. She's 2 years old. She would see me and be like, hi. You know, she's the bubbly type. She would see me and be like, hi. And I'll be like, hi. And she'd be like, high five. You know, her teeth are not all in yet, so it sounds a bit off. High five. You know, and I give her a high five, and she says, and the blow, she gives me a pound, like yeah. So that's how we flow. So for her to look at me like that really got me thinking, and I felt so guilty. I felt like I was the worst mother in the world. I'll, you know, shout at her like that, and then a few seconds later I apologize to her. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, babe, I didn't mean to. I lost it and I didn't know what was happening. And then right after apologizing, she may not do anything that is funny, and I'll find myself laughing like I saw a monkey doing a monkey dance or something. And then right after that, I'll just get really angry again for no reason. Like, it was a back and forth kind of emotion. It didn't have to be triggered by anything. It would just come and go as it wanted. And people at work didn't make it any better. You know, for some reason, they sort of knew what was happening to me. They would tease me. You know, I don't know if there was a website they would go to read about, you know, the full moon and its effect on, you know, a divine masculine. I don't even know how they got to know I was a twin flame, and how they got to know that I was the masculine, and how they got to know I was Capricornian. Like, I have no idea. But I remember some people at my work, they could read my mind. They would just, you know, say stuff about me in my presence to let me know that, you know, they could read my mind in a rude way. They would do it and laugh about it. I'm like, whatever, I don't care if you can read my mind. If you're trying to help me, like, approach me nicely and be like, yo, you can do this and do this to help yourself or whatever. But you just like saying my business in public, laughing about it, ridiculing it, that's not helping me. But I don't care. Like, do what you gotta do. You know, I think it's mean. That's not how to help someone. I mean, I would never do something to make someone uncomfortable in the name of helping them. So all in all, he gave me all the attention, let me know he was interested, everything, although he didn't say it verbally, but there was chemistry between us. Yet I don't even know his favorite color. I don't know his favorite food. The only thing I know about him is a little about how he spends his weekend. And that was just on one conversation I had with him. I only had that conversation with him because he saw me one day talking to a guy, and the look on his face was not a good one. I could smell jealousy on his, like, just by his facial, you know. Yeah, so I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Now he's gonna think I like this guy. I don't like him. I'm just talking to him. So I tried it a few days, and on I think 2 days, and on both days he avoided me. Like, I think he was mad. How can you be mad at me? You didn't tell me you like me. I'm just talking to the guy. It's not like I like him. But that's okay. I understand him now. I judged him initially. I was like, you can't be mad at me for talking to someone when you haven't told me you like me. Like, we are not together. So why would you get mad for me talking to someone? And so for 2 days he avoided me. I tried all I could just to, get him out of that state and for him not to be mad. And on the third day, I was successful. I ambushed him while he was in his office. I was like, hey, how are you? And he responded. He was eating, actually. And, so he got to tell me about him, how he spends his weekend and how he was going to spend that weekend, which is almost the same. That he usually just stays home, see a movie, sleep in to make up for loss of sleep during the week, and just chill. And he asked me what I do for my weekend, and it's pretty much what I do too. Like, I'm not a very social person. I'm socially awkward. I'm not embarrassed to say this. I've been socially awkward from birth. As long as I can remember, I have never truly fitted into any culture or whatever. I've always felt different, very different. No one has ever understood me, not even my parents. Well, I can say my dad was somehow close, but even him, at times I could tell, found it really, really hard to just, wrap his brains around me. And so I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to fit in to, what society sees to be normal. I am me, and if me is not normal enough, then I don't want to be normal. In school, at work, in public, people will judge me. Oh, she thinks she's so cool to hang with us just because, she thinks she's too pretty. She thinks she's too, I've had people call me a lot of names. Oh, that black girl with a, white attitude. Oh, she's just acting that way because she's light-skinned, tall, and beautiful. So, we're ugly and she's beautiful. She doesn't want to hang with us. Oh, she just thinks she's too cool to be with us. I've had people hating on me for no reason. Like, I have done nothing to them. They just feel like they have the, power? Or whatever I should call it. But that's the beauty of people like me. Like, we don't care. God gave us this amazing ability not to give a damn about what people think. Like, we will simply not lose sleep just because you hate us. Hell no. That's what I like about people like me. My brother is another one. He understands me more. Aside my dad, who somehow understood me, it's my brother who actually gets me. Like, we click. But even he recently thinks I have gone crazy, thinks I am weird, and it's only a matter of time I take off my clothes and walk naked. He has said that to me. It's all because my diet has changed a lot. I find myself drawn towards, just fruits and carbs. Like, I'm no longer able to eat anything with salt in it. For some reason, I lost my, ability to eat anything with salt. I'm more drawn to, like, sugar-based type of food, fruits, cereals. During the past 3 years, whenever I had my phone held on the ground in sujood, I would pray for myself, pray for my parents, and then my children, and then my siblings, step siblings, uncles and aunties, family and friends, and the entire believing men and women. That was the pattern of my prayer, of course, after asking for forgiveness and thanking God. And so when I got it to my job and got to know him, for some reason, anytime I was in sujood, I would find myself praying for him first before even praying for myself. I was like, God, what is happening to me? What is wrong with me? Like I gotta wake up. I don't even know him, and yet I'm praying for him first. How is that possible? Yet I couldn't stop myself. Of course, now I understand why, but back then it was driving me crazy. I'm like, yo, this guy, whatever voodoo he's got going on, it's got to stop. That's how crazy it drove me. Like, fuck. That's how crazy it drove me. I was just like, you know what? Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up. So after, doing research and all that, and getting to know that I'm a twin flame and that he's my twin, he's got the feminine energy. He's the man, but he's got a feminine energy, and no wonder he's so cute. So I tried to reach out to him to let him know that, I just did a lot of research, and this is what I found out, and I now understand why you were making certain moves towards me. I totally understand. I may have hurt you by my reaction of, pulling myself away from you, because at that time I didn't really understand. I just thought you were another man just trying to have fun, because honestly, you weren't the only man making moves towards me at my job. I had almost half the men making moves towards me. And in my head, I'm like, okay, you know what? Y'all men think you could just have anybody you want. I'm not like that. So, I just flirt with them, and that's it. I never took anything, further. And so I thought you were just, another one of them. So I just entertained you. I just entertained my twin flame and thought, he was just another man trying to have fun. And so after my awakening, of the days and days of me trying to get in contact with him and not succeeding, I made this bold, impulsive move of taking his business card from his office without his permission, because he was not around. I hadn't seen him for a while. And I started texting him. What did I text him? I was just telling him my feelings, how I felt. Day one, I just felt like, oh my God, I'm feeling this rush of things. I don't really understand. I need to talk to you to get a better understanding. I didn't get a reply. I think I waited for another day or so, and I replied, oh, I miss you, because on that day I was really craving him. Oh my God. During the full moon period, I was really craving him. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about him constantly, 24/7. Seeing him in my dreams, thinking about him every single minute of my life. And so I texted him, I miss you, with a broken heart. Still no reply. I kept texting and texting, pleading with him to talk to me, because he may have answers that I don't, of course, because he had his awakening before me. The females usually awaken first, and then the men. And still I didn't get any reply, so I just gave up. But then his boss came to work, one of those days, and I approached him. I just said hi and I asked about my twin, and he said he's on vacation. I'm like, oh, okay, I thought he was sick or something, and I just said thank you and I left. The second day, I could not stop craving him. That was after I talked to his boss. I still couldn't get him out of my mind. It was making me miserable, making me pine for him, yearn for him. I went back to his boss to talk to him, and he was actually talking on the phone, so I left. I just, sitting in the common area at my work, and he eventually got done with his conversation. His boss got done with his conversation on the phone and came out to me. And he asked what I wanted to talk to him about. I said I still wanted to talk to him about my twin flame and that I miss him. I really miss him. He asked if we were dating. He's like, oh, I'm his boss, so you can tell me anything. Are you dating? Like, that just put me off. I get the fact that you are his boss, but excuse me, you don't own him. He only works for you. Work for you. That's it. So whatever personal thing, even if I had anything personal with him, I wouldn't share with you. So I just went like, no, we're not dating. I just don't understand why I am craving to see him. That's how I feel, and I just don't understand why. I just want to see him. That's what I told him. So his boss left. And when he left, I just carried on with my day, closed for the day, went home. And the next day, when I went to work in the afternoon, I get called in the lion's den. And here I am, sitting with another, one of my bosses. And then we are on video call with another boss. And then he started like, oh, well, our work here, we try to, help people move up the, career ladder, and we support each other and blah, blah, blah. And someone lodged a complaint about you. I remember, yesterday. I hope you following. I hope you know what I mean. I'm like, no, I have no idea. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And it's like, well, and he mentioned my twin flames boss's name. It's like, well, he filed a complaint that you took, information from their office and reached out to his, to a person who works under him, referring to my twin flame. And so that was what breaching the rules and regulations they had with the company I'm working for. And so, they have to make a decision regarding that. And, they asked me a few questions, if I was dating my twin flame, stuff like that. His boss had actually, forwarded notes and text messages I had written to him. On a few occasions, I wrote notes to my twin. Nothing sexual, no, nothing sexual, just, a friend zone note, just like, yo, just reaching out. Because I could feel that he had something to tell me most of the time, and yet he never said it. I could feel it inside me, and I just thought, writing him notes here and there would get him comfortable enough to open up to me, but it just never did. And so, all in all, I got fired on my job because of love. Do I regret the action I took of, taking my twin flame's contact without his permission or the permission of his boss, and sending him text messages even though he was out of the country on vacation, when I was here feeling miserable, missing him, not knowing what the heck was going on with me, thinking God was angry at me? No, I don't regret it. For the first time, I felt at peace for expressing my feelings. I didn't regret it. I don't regret it. It cost me my job, yes. And I know when you lose a job, you're supposed to be sad and miserable and all, probably cry a tear or two. But for some reason, all I felt was relief. I was actually relieved. I'm taking my time, to finding another job, something I would fall in love with. Of course, there are millions of jobs in New York. I could literally just walk down the street right now, go into a store and tell them I'm looking for a job and they're gonna hire me. It's not hard to get a job, but I easily get bored. That's the thing. I like challenge. I like to be challenged, day-to-day basis. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again, and that just bores me. Like, I don't do that. So I'm taking my time to get a good job that I will be passionate about and be able to, contribute and feel me growing within it. So that's where I am now. I have no idea where my twin flame is. I don't know if he's still on vacation. I had a few calls from where his boss said he was on vacation, somewhere in Asia. I'm not gonna mention. I had a few missed calls, at least 6 or 7 missed calls. And those I was able to pick up, I couldn't hear a thing. I don't know if it had to do with a network, if it was him, just cutting it because he didn't know what to tell me, or what. I don't know what it is. So I don't know if he's still on vacation, if he's back in New York, if he's gone back to his job or whatever. I have no idea. I still pray for him, like I usually do. I'm not mad at him for getting me fired. Well, directly he didn't fire me, but in a way I got fired because of him. That's fine. My twin, I'm not mad at you. I could never be mad at you. Like, for some reason, like, even when you did 1 or 2 things that should have just drove me nuts and get me mad and not talk to you, I couldn't get mad. I'd find myself just being normal with you again whenever I saw you. That's how powerful this thing is. For people who have no idea what a twin flame is, please Google. Go on YouTube, watch videos on it, share this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, circulate this video as much as possible so that it can get to my twin, and so that he can return, and so that he can know that I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad, my God. I'm not mad at you. If anything, I should be mad at your boss, but even him, I'm not mad. Like, I forgive him. He did it out of ignorance. But I just want him to know that if someone is working for you, aka my twin is working for his boss, right? So my twin working for you, dear boss, doesn't mean you own him. No, you don't. Only I get to own him. Just kidding. Even I don't get to own him. Allah does. The creator, the one who fashioned him, the one who, took care of him when he was little, the one who stood up for him when he had no one to stand up for him. He's the only one who owns him. So what makes you think that just because you're his boss, you own him? You know what I think it is? My dear twin flame, I think your boss is jealous of you because, one, you are younger, you are prettier, you are smarter, and you're about to get the girl That's what it is. And being my twin, although I don't know much about you yet, but being my half twin, I know you may have sensed it, or you may even know, but you're just, playing along to see how far he'll take it. I know. I know you. I know you deep to the soul, and you know I know you. And I know you know me. So don't hesitate to reach out, my love. I am still manifesting for the both of us. I know you're pure. I know you're kind at heart. I know you're real. I know why you made those advances towards me now. And I am ready to get to know you. And then for God to lead us to however far He intends to lead us. That's all I gotta say, my love. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Y'all take care.